So we're celebrating the beautiful solemnity of the exaltation of the Holy Cross. There's a lot we could say about this wonderful mystery of love. I think I'll just try to make one point today. Sister Emmanuelle Maillard, in her book on Purgatory, she says none of us should plan to go to purgatory. And she says the reason for this is God gives us ample opportunity to be purified in this life. It's called the cross. It's called those daily challenges and trials. She says, and she quotes the great saints like St. John of the Cross, she says these are permitted in our life. These are allowed in our life so that we can be purified, so that the Lord can do His beautiful work of refining us as gold is refined in fire, so that when we die, we can go straight to heaven. And especially for many of us, maybe most of us growing old and that last season of life of dying can be extremely painful. And this in a particular way is that final purification. But she says the people who end up going to purgatory is the people who grumble about these things. You see, the cross requires an abandonment to God, a trust in God, a surrender to God, a yes. You know, we're supposed to go through our daily lives and carry our daily crosses with that fundamental yes. Thy will be done. I love you. I trust you. Do with me what you will. Now, it's easy to say this, but there's times in life, the things we have to deal with, it's hard not to grumble. Certain things like, I'm not going to grumble, but other things, it's hard not to grumble. And so it's a challenge. It's a challenge of faith. Now, the truth is, when we embrace our cross, when we embrace God's will in our life, when we embrace His work of making us into a masterpiece, of purifying us, when we embrace this, there's a joy. There's a joy, a deep joy, and there's also a presence. The Lord is close to us when we're doing His will. Doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean it's fun, but again, there's a fundamental joy. And that's why the saints, they all carried heavy crosses, they were the most joyful, even in the difficult circumstances. And the flip side is people who are constantly rebelling against their circumstances in life and their trials and their difficulties. These people are not happy, they're not joyful, they're miserable, they're sad. And so today, as we celebrate this great feast of the exaltation of the Holy Cross, let's gaze upon love crucified. Let's allow the Lord to reveal the great mystery of the cross to us, and let's say that faithful, loving yes to the God who, through the cross, has won for us eternal life with Him in heaven.